Hello, everybody. It's me, Megha Bhatia here, and I'm the founder of our organization. We are a youth-led organization, and we work on child sexual abuse prevention. A very warm welcome for our today's session. Hello, Shubham. Hello, Rajar. Hello, I think Rajar is joining us from Rajasthan. Hello, Aman. Hello, Agrima. So today we'll be talking about a very sensitive issue, and which is about having safe home for children. Uh, the sir will be here with us in few minutes. Till that time, if you have any questions for sir, you can mention in the comment section below. कोई भी सवाल आप पूछना चाहते हो उनसे about sexual violence, about safety, about online safety, you can mention in the comment section below. I'll be bringing sir live with me right now. Hari sir is an author, he's an activist, he's an inspiration for thousands of youth in India and outside India also. And he's also a survivor of child sexual abuse. Hello, sir.
I
Hi.
okay. I'm not going to start with this if you call me sir. My name is Harish.
Okay. Actually, we're too used to calling people sir, that's why.
अरे मत बुला यार मेरे को ऐसा लगता है I'm 170 years old.
Right, ठीक है, then से Harish फिर. Great. How are you?
Hello.
Yes,
I'm good. I'm very good. Very good. Yeah, you're audible.
Great. So, to all the people out there, we have Harish with us, and he is an author, inspiration for a lot of youth, for me also, and for a lot of youth in India as well as outside India. He's an author also. So, if you have any questions, you can mention in the comment section below. Yeah, so, to start with, since the theme for our today's session is safe home for children, and even though we feel safe at home, the home is not a place for a lot of children. So, to start with, I have heard your story, but a lot of people have not heard your story. And when we look at statistics, in 94.8% cases, sexual abuse is done by somebody known, a known person. So it can happen at home also, we all are aware. But I want your take in that, and I want your take on that. That how can we prevent it as an issue when it's happening at our homes?
I think I think first of all, thank you for specifying. First of all, sexual abuse of children usually happens by someone close to, and it's a trusted member. And I think there is a lot of problem in this because many a times what really happens is we tend to put people on pedestals of respect. हमें लगता है कि ये आदमी को बहुत respect देना चाहिए ये आदमी and the moment you start putting people on pedestals of respect and you say कि ये दादाजी हैं दादाजी you have to always listen to it doesn't mean you have to teach your children to be disrespectful to anybody who is older than them but it's important that we teach our children to respect behavior over age so sometimes it might so happen and probably parents could model that by actually starting to respect young children who do really good, falling on their feet maybe. And there's nothing wrong in doing that. So it doesn't really mean that you have to reach a certain age and that's why you deserve respect. Every human being who is of good nature deserves respect. Also, parents, teachers, our peers have to establish the fact that that children, the onus of revealing things to the child. I lost you, I think.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Good. The onus of revealing anything, should not come on the child. It's the parent and is the caretaker, primary caregiver, whose responsibility it is to understand what the child is. So the truth is that one, it's usually within the family or in the close circuit. It is not some stranger who's lurking around the balcony. It's not some crime patrol story happening over there every time. Okay, so and that's why stories like Chacha and Mama and Kaka and Daddy and for that matter Auntie and Mummy and Mausi abusing children you will not see them on crime patrol because those are so within the community itself, within the family itself. Most of these cases go unreported. So what you can do. I mean, the question is what we can do when we know of such cases. Doesn't mean that we are going to tell our children कि जाओ आज से तुम कोई चाचा मामा काका मामी काकी किसी से मिलोगे नहीं. And I'm very specific when I'm saying this. I'm also taking feminine genders because female relationships, because it's men who abuse children. All genders who abuse. Of course, men abuse more than other genders, but there are cases of women abusers also. So it's important that while we are aware, we don't demonize one this thing, and our major focus should be that the child and the abuser should be caught, or abuser should be dealt with properly. Our focus is not anything else. So I think that if you know of one such case within your family, first believe your child. Understand that sexual, you can't really create. Of course, you need to establish a safe contact with your child. Tell your child that you know what, you don't need to be paranoid of every adult person, but if you feel uncomfortable, if somebody touches you in these places and makes you feel uncomfortable, please come and tell me, so that there is this rapport between the child and the parent. And the same thing should be practiced by teachers and other people, because what if the parent is an abuser? So at least the teacher would be able to intervene.
I want to ask you one more question. Like when I read your story, you raised your voice when nobody was actually talking about sexual abuse, and you were raising an issue about sexual abuse. When we also conduct workshops, there are a lot of time it happens that principals are not ready to believe that it happens with male or boys too. So how was the experience for you? Because you were amplifying your voice when people were not ready to believe it. It must be so tough. Like it's so tough for us right now. But at that point of time, I think there was no POXO during that point of time.
There was no POXO. It was traumatic, to put it very mildly. It was not something that was easy at all, because it was almost like you're speaking and you can hear your own echo, because there is no other voice which is coming out and speaking about male-child sexual abuse. I remember the first time, I think I lost you. Okay, I remember the first time that I spoke, it was on Shatrughan Sinha's show called Shotgun Shoot, and there was this show producer called Seema Mudlidhara. She made a box for me. I was all willing and saying that मैं तो जा रहा हूँ, मैं तो public में जाके बोलूँगा, मुझे कोई डर नहीं है. But she made this box for me and she said, you're not ready for it and you don't know how people are going to react to this. So please go sit in this box and तुम्हारा voice भी हम थोड़ा change करेंगे और वैसा आएगा. So even when I spoke publicly about it, it was very traumatic. I remember in school when I was not even aware of my sexuality, in college rather, I used to get, just because I used to walk a little differently, and I used to walk differently because graphic details, because the day before probably I would have got anally penetrated and I wouldn't be able to walk properly. I used to walk with wobbly feet. And people thought that was feminine, and people used to tease me for that. People assumed that I was gay. So, and when they got to know that I was abused by my uncle through one of the leaks where I told one of my friends, and he went and told everybody, they assumed it was gay sex, and there was a lot of homophobic content everywhere.
Yes.
But every time I started speaking about it, I think the power of the forces that oppressed me are the forces that gave me a voice. So you shouldn't oppress someone so much that that the person is so oppressed that the only way that the person would go now is to pounce. So I pounced, and there was this one time when I was in school, when I was in college, and I was on stage, and I took the mic and I said, in a fit of anger, after 3 attempts of suicide, in a fit of anger, I took the mic and I said I was 7 years of age when I was sexually abused, and 7 साल की उम्र में माँ कसम बहुत मजा आया. So I just said it in a fit of anger, and that was my revelation. And the same college which actually drove me to suicide, which is Guru Nanak Khalsa College in Matunga, Bombay, also became the reason why I survived, because they gave me all the opportunity, put me in extracurriculars, ensured that I I was given the right. They ensured that every other child in the college, every other student in the college, got to know about my story, so that if they are facing, and then I didn't have an organization at that time. In fact, I have an organization only. I have an organization called Jimmy Foundation, which is formed now in December due to a few very good friends. But at that time, I was the organization. Like, people used to come to me, and I became this reservoir of stories of rape and abuse. And because I think all of us who have gone through something, somewhere we are given the light and wisdom to understand that if you come out of the darkness, it's important that you go back to the pit hole, put your hand inside, and pull another person out of that black hole. So I think it's incredible that I'm able to do that, and rather than feeling proud, I feel more humble about the fact that that I'm able to do this, because I could have been an emotional wreck too.
But yeah, I am happy. Like, it's so overwhelming to listen to your story, and it is so good you chose the path where you are actually amplifying the voices of other people also around you, and you're giving them hope. I also want to understand one thing, like in debates related to sexual violence or child sexual abuse, we always focus on, okay, what can parents do, or what can teachers do, what can children do? But I think we miss this element, what can youth do? We have a strong youth-led organization. There are youth who are ready to voice out their opinions. Like, I think that youth should also come up and raise their voice, or maybe teaching their cousins, teaching their younger brothers, younger siblings. So I want to understand, what is your take on this? What role youth can play?
I think, especially in case of child sex abuse, youth can play a very important part. First off, looking at sex is just fantasy. Look at it as science. And this is my eye, this is my eye, this is my nose, and I have a penis, and there is somebody who has a vagina, and and there is something known as clitoris. There's something called as anus, and there's nothing to feel ashamed about it. There is a process called sex, and there's nothing to get paranoid about. It's important to tell that, you know what, that sex is absolutely good if you're having it consensually, and you're having it for pleasure or expressing love. But there is a certain age for it, not because we are old school and we don't want to. Not because it's an old school thing and we don't want people to have sex and stuff, but there's an age because your body matures to a certain level around a certain time, and you're more in a position to say no to something, to a temptation, or while having sex. Some people have drugs, some people want to have unprotected sex. So probably the age of 18 is when you cognitive sense aa jata hai, where you are able to understand these things in a better way. So the youth can definitely. No, I don't have corona. I just swallowed something. So yeah. So I think I'm having black coffee.
Black coffee. Yeah, I read in your one of the posts that you have black coffee.
Yeah, I'm vegan, and I'm vegan because I extend my compassion to everything, and I can't be standing up for child rights and animal rights and women's rights and then drinking, then eating mutton. I mean, it doesn't agree with me, but there are people who it agrees with, but they are also good social workers, not to judge them, but it doesn't agree with me. So I think the youth has to have an open dialogue beyond the realm of fantasy. It's not wrong to fantasize. Also, but also understanding the worth of human relations, and to educate ourselves about the importance of. I'm not saying having a dedicated partner or anything, but educating yourself about the importance of relationships, even if it's a polyamorous relationship. It could be a relationship which is based on honesty, which is based not on lies. So whether it's about love, whether it's about sex, I think open dialogues in the household is extremely important. And also to tell the child, it's not the child's onus to come and tell you that the child was sexually raped or sexually abused or compromised or anything of that kind. It is your responsibility as an adult to reach out to the child. So never ever put the onus on the child. Never ever put the onus on anyone who is socially been ostracized, who is been it's like somebody, a woman getting gang raped by 5 people, and then you go and ask the woman कि तुम तो उम्र में बड़ी हो, तुमने क्यों नहीं रोका उसको? It doesn't work that way. So understand the power dynamics. The ones who are oppressed and so visibly oppressed, do not put the onus on them. And that goes not only true with children, but all communities,
and also
all genders.
Absolutely, and also appreciating when children come up and they share about their incidents, because it takes a lot of courage for a child to share these things. And it happened in one of our workshops. So there was this person who was saying that, oh, बच्चा तो झूठ बोल रहा होगा, but eventually it got proved under MLC that child was not lying. तो कई बार हम इसे इग्नोर भी कर देते हैं कि बच्चे झूठ बोल रहे होंगे, या फिर this one it was so traumatizing to hear. There was this one lady who said तू भी तो ऐसी है, to her own child who was around 9 years old. And I was like, okay, what's happening in our country? Grassroots level पे अभी भी ऐसी statements चलती है. So it is another level of traumatization. I want to, since you must
tell me. Sorry.
Since you must be aware about the recent controversy about boys' locker room, where there was a chat room, yes, and more of the images of young girls were distributed. They were talking about rape threats. But I have this view also. Obviously, they have like the juveniles will be getting punished. But do you think just punishment is a solution? Because
I don't think any punishment is a solution. I think I might sound like a saint. Okay, I don't like saints. I don't like Shri Ravi Shankar or any saint per se. I don't come from that school of thought. But I do not feel that anything would get solved with somebody screaming on their lungs saying कि इन सबको जेल में डाल दो. I was surprised that people were wishing. I read a lot of comments where people were wishing इन बच्चों के साथ बलात्कार होना चाहिए, तब उनको पता चलेगा. So that was one comment that completely pissed me off. Then there was this other comment with saying that इनको फांसी पे चढ़ा दो. Do we even know what we are talking? Is death penalty the solution for everything? That simply means that a place like Saudi Arabia should not have rapes at all, because वहाँ पे तो death penalty है. America should not have rapes at all because वहाँ पे death penalty है. But the truth is that you have rapes happening over there also. You have abuse happening over there also. So something is, and data, there is enough science to prove that just the severity of punishment is not going to solve the issue. It is the certainty of punishment, okay, not the severity of punishment. It is not retribution, but reformation, where you reform people, where you focus. Who are these children who are talking about rape and everything? I can tell you in my school days, when I was in school and college, anyone who uses the word, who uses swear words, what is that? That is rape. What is, okay, pardon the language if there's somebody who is young over here, but what is motherchud? What is bhenchud? What is gaad maar dega? All these are what? What are these phases? Oh, I'll fuck your mother. What is this phase? These all are about rape. These are rape fantasies, and these are words that are used every day. This is a part. It doesn't even get a U certificate. It doesn't even get an A certificate in CBSE. So it doesn't get an A certificate. It gets a U certificate. कि उनको लगता है बच्चे भी देख सकते हैं ये. So we have normal. So how many people are you willing to put? So I asked these people, are you willing to put your husband, your father, yourself going to go to jail because you have used the word benchud and motherchud at some time? What is that? That is, I will fuck your mother. What does that mean? That is rape culture, and that doesn't mean I am a saint. It doesn't mean that I haven't used these words. It is, I'm just saying that these are points that we need to reflect on. And I have used these words, and I'm not something to feel proud about. I have used these words, and I used to very proudly say that for every behan I have put a bhrata. I would I would, instead of saying sister fucker, I would say brother fucker. I said मैंने equal कर दिया. But it's not about me playing cool. That's not the way we equate things. The equation would be to not use these words.
Not use these
You know.
words, yeah.
So I was also wrong in many ways. So it's not to say that I have been a saint anytime. I have been wrong too. But that's something that we need to understand. ये बच्चे rape culture करते हैं तो आप क्या करते हो when every time you say motherfucker or something of that kind? What is you doing? Are you willing to put your husband behind bars and announce death sentence or wish that he gets raped by 10 other men or women? No, we don't want to do that. So this.
Before questioning other people, before questioning this is like other people, it's important that we look into our own hearts and our own homes. कि हम अपने homes में कितनी सारी चीजों को normalize
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल हमारे बच्चे क्या ये जवाब नहीं देते हैं. They are feeling awkward about the fact that there was the only difference over here is there was a group that was created not to condone what they did. These kids definitely deserve to see the light of the law. They definitely need to be scared. But our focus should be on reforming, not on the severity of punishment. So that's where I completely differ with people who are wonderful people actually. So Swati Maliwal and everyone, they're wonderful people. But I differ in my view of where they think that death penalty, severe punishment दे दो, death penalty दे दो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. नहीं होगा यार ठीक. साइंस प्रूव करता है कि नहीं होगा. तुम कहाँ से साइंस के ऊपर जाके बहस कर रहे हो?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So, one more question that I have from you. This is not the first time जब ये चीज हो रही है, बहुत सालों से होती हुई आ रही है और हम इन सब चीजों को टॉलरेट करते रहते हैं. एक बड़ा केस आता है, हम एक तक बात करते हैं, फिर उसके बाद भूल जाते हैं. So, what is that one solution जो इस चीज को solve कर सकता है? Is it the mindset, changing the mindset of the society? Is it about education? Is it about, what is it exactly about? What's the missing puzzle?
There is no one missing puzzle. There are parts of the jigsaw puzzle which are missing in every junction. Are rapes and sex abuse of children completely wipeable? कि पूरा एक दिन ऐसा आएगा जहाँ पे बच्चों का बलात्कार ही नहीं होता है?
Right.
Human depravity of the human mind is as naturally unnatural as the sanity of the human mind. The insanity is also existent. Till human beings are there, the insane insan will also be there. So it's important for us to understand one, how children can protect themselves. Two, if something happens, children know that it's not their fault. Okay, so education at every juncture. So whether it is school teachers educating, whether it is parents educating, whether it is the children being taken to police stations. Why should a child get scared? All these films that actually demonize the police. Now suddenly सब लोग आके थाली बजा रहे हैं, दिया जला रहे हैं for the police, for the doctors and everything. But we have always scared children with that. बोले तुमने खाना नहीं खाया तो मैं तुम्हें इंजेक्शन दे दूंगा. अगर हम ये बोलते हैं कि अगर तुमने ये नहीं किया तो तुम्हें पुलिस में डाल दूंगा. So we scare children about the police, about the doctors, and then we bajao tali when some supreme leader comes and says, when their supreme leader comes and tells them. So where is the focus? I mean, take your children to the police station, let them write, let them understand, so that let them understand that these are normal people who work day in and day out for getting us peace and this thing. Don't just allow the demonized version of the police and everything. So tomorrow if something happens to them, they don't need you to come with them to the police station. They can go and speak to the Inspector Chacha themselves and they can say that this happened to me. So I think in a way we need to understand, in a case more than coronavirus in India, the epidemic since 2007, since the statistics of women and child welfare has been out. Till that time, they know that 50% of children, there are not 50% of children who are affected by corona. There are 50% of children who are getting sexually abused in this country. So that is a bigger epidemic that we need to be bothered about. And if that epidemic will not get us to educate everybody, then I don't know what will.
I think coronavirus is something which is visible to people and they can see people dying, but child experience is something people are dying. It's not visible, so they are not taking it super seriously. And
Yeah.
that's the major problem. I also want to ask you one thing. I have interviewed a lot of survivors. There are times when survivors feel that they disvalue themselves at certain point of time and they feel कि कई लोग स्टक हो जाते हैं अपनी लाइफ में अगर उनके साथ सेक्सुअल वायलेंस होता है और उन्हें लगता है कि नहीं मेरी लाइफ यहाँ पे खत्म हो गई एंड आई कैन नॉट ग्रो फॉरवर्ड और मैं आगे कुछ नहीं कर सकता so what is your opinion for that because I have seen that you practice this thing called as gratefulness and how and what is your opinion for that what can they do to feel grateful or love themselves.
I think first of all, stop. At some point, we need to stop blaming ourselves. I, whether you believe in life or a philosophy or God or anything, you need to understand that if you've been brought to it, you will also see a way through it. You know, so that is something that we need to realize. And also, many a times we don't understand that the energy, Newton has said it, that energy transforms from one form to the other. It cannot be created or destroyed. So the energy that gets formed when the oppressed energy that is there, when you're angry, when you're anxious, the energy that you have, you can actually cultivate that energy into something really beautiful. Why do people creatively express themselves? Why are survivors, and that isn't, it's again a stereotype, not all survivors are creative. I can't draw to save my life, but am I creative in my administration, in my NGO? There are ways that I try to do things which is a little different. So I think that we all have a hidden skill, and you could actually use the energy of oppression that has been created because of the fact that you have been oppressed and you have been caged. That when you fly out, not you don't flutter your wings, you fly into the deep sky. So I think that is why sometimes we are over ambitious. Sometimes we are you'll see a lot of survivors getting into the oblivion, but you see a lot of survivors who are very loud, who are very distinct, who are very expressive. I was definitely one of them. Like, I love speaking to people. I love opening my life to people. And of course, there are judgments. People would come and tell me कि publicity crazy है, ये है. Of course, I mean, it was not something that I was not expecting. I knew that people would say that. But with that, I also know that, am I doing it for people? No, I'm doing it for myself. Yes. Selflessness for me is a very selfish deed, and it's okay to be selfish and to do things because you feel good about doing something, because you feel that the years that you've survived, 11 years that I survived, is not something, it's not an experience which has gone in vain. It is something that can help other people. I don't want everyone else to become like an activist per se, but whatever is close to your heart, take this energy and transform it into that, whether it's your studies, whether it's your anything, and learn over a period of time to, for me, my past, it's not that I don't get dejected. It's not that that I'll forget. Tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll forget that I was sexually abused. I'll forget that I was gang raped. It's not something that I'm going to forget. And I don't want to forget. And that I want to tell every survivor, you will not forget. So don't try forgetting that something has happened to you. What you can definitely do is it's like reading a book. You will have these chapters appear in front of you. You'll see that you were raped. But remember that you do have the choice of, while doing that, do this visualization exercise that all these things are appearing as a book. Then imagine that you have folded the book and kept it in the library also. And that is important. That stock the book in the library and then go on with your life. And whenever you're upset, go back to the same library, open the same book. I mean, visualize yourself opening the same book. Don't look at you as being upset. Look at you as seeing all this and drawing energy for yourself. Again, close the book, keep it back in the library. Leave your past in the past. But imagine, do this visualization exercise that I do, and it helps me quite a lot.
Awesome. Literally hats
And there are days when I'm horrible. I'm horrible at times. I'm upset. It sometimes bothers me. I break down. It's okay to break down. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel worthless. But it's not okay to think that this moment will last forever. Whether it is happiness or whether it's sadness. It's it's like an orgasm. But just an orgasm in the other side. Orgasm takes you up, but this takes you down. But that will not stay on. Just as the orgasm on the top will not stay on for a lifetime, the orgasm down below will not stay. The anti-orgasm is not going to stay for a lifetime. It will fade off at some point.
Absolutely. It is so inspiring to even hear you, and people are also mentioning that it's so inspiring that actually we should use our energy for something positive. And I think you have been doing this, and you are a role model for a lot of people, a lot of youth in our country. And there's this Anshul who's mentioning very true. Goyal is saying high five. And first of all, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming out and speaking and giving your valuable time to all of us. It has been an inspiration. And Hope is joining us from Thiruvananthapuram. He's saying that thank you for the impactful words, sir. So I want to ask you this last thing, that any last message or any last liner which has inspired you in your life? Any line or any song which has inspired you in your life?
There is this fantastic line. It goes, if equal affection cannot be, let the more loving be me. And this is a line from W.H. Auden, and that's my signature line. कि हमेशा प्यार में हम बराबरी के बारे में सोचते हैं. अगर हम ये सोचें कि भले ही, because especially as people who reveal our stories to people, not many a times you will not find the same affection from people. Not everyone is going to say कि यार अरे चलो पुलिस में जाते हैं. Some people will be about retribution. चलो उसको पीट के आते हैं. मतलब तुम्हारे साथ क्या हुआ वो भूल जाओ, उसको पीट के आते हैं. या फिर सोच ये होती है कि अच्छा तुमने ये क्या ये अटेंशन के बोल रहा होगा या बोल रही होगी. So always remember that, let that not bog you down. The more loving person in the relationship, don't take that as a pressure also, but understand that the more loving person in the relationship can definitely be you. So a more understanding person can be you. And that's the basis of not just the philosophy of my life, but the philosophy of my relationships also. Of course I need validation, I need love and everything, but I'm not afraid of being the more loving person.
Absolutely. I think we all should take this from you. Be the most loving person in life, and that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us for today's live session. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get inspired by your vision and your talk. And Anshul is mentioning that big word. Great. So we'll be signing off now. Survey is mentioning awesome. Guys, if you have any questions, you can mention in the comment section below.
I think somebody left some questions in the beginning, no? You want to scroll up and see?
Yes.
मैं scroll करता हूँ तो चला जाता है.
Just a minute.
पर कुछ था, हाँ.
It's this question.
Hello Harish, I'm Rajeshri. Hope you remember me. We met at IIT Kharagpur. Yes, I do remember you. I have a photograph also with it.
Oh wow. They're running some project in Rajasthan, I think so. Yes. So Anuj is saying that I want to ask one question, is that if we are educated, we know all gender qualities, but why some reality shows using the feminism in bad manner?
See, I think technically feminism means equality of genders. Feminism doesn't mean literally, but yes, anything can turn toxic. It's not about men hating. It's not about, that is called misandry. Just as you have misogyny, you have misandry. But it's also demeaning when you have rape allegations and other things to start a not all men kind of a campaign. So I think feminism, the true meaning of feminism is equality, and it's called feminism and it's not called manism, because women are the one who are more oppressed largely more oppressed in society. But that doesn't really mean that patriarchy is propagated only by men. There are many women who are patriarchal. There are many trans people who are patriarchal. There are people of all genders who are patriarchal, and there are people of all genders. There could be men who are oppressed by other men, and to ensure that that man finds an equal footing is also feminism. It doesn't need to, that man is subject of patriarchy, so it doesn't need to be manism. It is feminism because the concept the idea of feminism is for equality. It's not for men versus women. That's a flawed concept when people assume that it's men versus women, and women, आदमी तो औरत के ऊपर है, या फिर, and when there are a group of women who make it appear like चलो अभी नारी शक्ति तो अभी आदमी के खिलाफ. It's not आदमी के खिलाफ. If there are people who are saying that of any gender, who are saying that this is just a protest against men, then a protest against all of men, then I think they're not standing up for feminism.
Absolutely. And there are some times when I've heard that even women, obviously I'm a woman, but women also misuse this power. And I've seen girls doing like making fake charges on boys, or taking the entire family, like putting on fake charges. So we should be aware about that too.
So the truth is that there are women who put fake charges, there are men who put fake charges also.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So fake charges in sense, not because the law recognizes men perpetrators and not women perpetrators, but there is for every law, murder के लिए there is a law which basically says that murder के लिए भी कोई fake charge डाल सकता है, but you don't not have a law for that reason. But the number of women who get affected, because of ingenuine cases, the genuine ones should not be left unheard. And women are more suppressed. Yeah.
Yes. There's another question by, so first of all, Rajar is saying that thanks, Harish sir, I'm lucky that you remembered me, and also our picture. And he's saying that I'm working in West Bengal, and there's this message by
Omar Janma Bhumi Barrackpur. That's all Bengali I know. I was born in Barrackpur. I'm West Bengali.
I just know Ami Tumako Bhalobashi. That's it.
Oh, Ami bhi Tumako Bhalobashi. I'll get mad. I also love you, but that will be a scandal of a different kind. Because tomorrow if I tell people that I'm straight, that will be headlines.
Great. There's this one more message by Goyal. He's saying that there is always two sides of everything, positive and negative. It's all about how we take up the things. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Every case, the reason why there is a law in place is because no one is presumed, no one should be taken. Everyone should have equal opportunity to come out to the law and the crime to be proven. So I think there are two sides to everything. Of course, am I going to completely be blind and say that there are women who don't lie? Of course, there would be. I mean, women are human beings. They're not Bhagwan, and human beings can be as flawed as everyone else.
Yes, absolutely. Great. I think I'll check. There's this Hope. Hope is also mentioning that thank you, Megha ma'am, for bringing Harish sir to the conversation, and Dr. Surbi is mentioning awesome.
Thank you so much. You guys can get in touch with me on my personal account, and if there is, or reach out to Voix just in case, and because I have my number mentioned over there also, so anyone who wants to reach out to me personally can do that.
Great. So anybody who wants, so I'll be sharing sir's profile again. You can reach out to sir and you can have a conversation with him. Great.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Have a good day and stay safe. And thank you so much for coming and joining us. It was wonderful to have a conversation with you. And keep inspiring.
You should do this more often. Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
Chalo.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. So guys, this was Harish sir. He's an amazing author and inspirational leader, and has inspired a lot of youth in India and also outside India. And thank you everybody for joining us. It was wonderful to have Harish sir. with us, and hope so the entire conversation was helpful for each one of you also. So signing off, Megha Bhatia. Take care and good night, everybody.